Hi and good day. My name is Goven Barrera, and on behalf of group number 1, I will be presenting our preliminary datasheet number 3. My group members are Hundangan, Raphael, Brent, PEñARROYO, Mark Paul, and REYNES Nissan Saul. I would like to note as well that Praise Audio was part of our group. He informed us that he will be canceling his enrollment. So proceeding to the discussion, table 1.1, pressure, increasing weights. These are the these are the values. The values shown in red are calculated, and some sample computations are shown below. So for the standard equivalent, simply the standard pressure in kilograms per cubic centimeter was converted into PSI. This was done by multiplying the kilograms by the conversion factor of 2.2 to convert it into pounds, and then for the centimeter squared, it was multiplied by 2.54 centimeter squared. So doing these calculations, these are the results. So proceeding to table 1.2, pressure, this time with decreasing weights. The same procedure was done for the calculations. Um, so for the difference, this time, well, it is the same actually with table 1.1, but I was not able to discuss it. So for the difference, what we did was to subtract the gauge pressure by the standard equivalent, and then we took the absolute value of it. So for the percent error, we also took the absolute difference between the gauge pressure and the standard equivalent, but we divided it by the standard equivalent and then multiplied it by 100%. So moving on to table 2, temperature. Again, the values that are highlighted in red are calculated values, and those in dark are already given. So for the heating power, this is in kilowatts. Uh, adobo pa. So I had an electric stove, and the heating the heating power of it, as shown here in the sticker, it says that it is 2000 watts at maximum power. So we put it there. And then for the details of the room, this is important for calculating um, the the heat. So we have decided to research it, and on the internet we found the standards for standard recreational room, and the floor area, as stated there, on average, it was 4.87 meters by 7.31 meters with the ceiling height of 2.7 meters. Again, this is from the websites here shown here. So these measurements will be used to calculate the room heat sensible. So as shown here in the equation, we found this equation from engineeringtoolbox.com. So by substituting the values, so these values here are the volume from these measurements. And then we multiplied that by the air density, which is 1.202 kilograms per cubic meter, and by the specific heat of air, as well as with the temperature difference. This is from freezing to the room temperature. So for the boiling and melting and the time elapsed, what we did was to take the given values. This is the volume of the water. So we converted it from milliliters to liters to cubic meters. And then we multiplied it the same with the room heat sensible. We multiplied it by the density of the water as well as with the specific heat of water and the temperature difference, this time from room temperature up to boiling temperature. So the heat that we calculated was 1152.2457 kilojoules. So for the time elapsed, we simply divided the heat by the power, uh, by the heating power of the stove. So this resulted to 576.1228 seconds. So to simplify the results, we divided it by 60 to make it to convert it to minutes, and then the remaining 0.6020 we reconverted it into seconds. So the time elapsed for the boiling was 9 minutes and 36.12 seconds. So the same is done with the melting. However, this time we replaced the density to be 917 kilograms per cubic meter, since that is the density of ice. And then for the specific heat of ice, it is 1.94, and then so the temperature difference was from freezing the ice temperature to the room temperature. So these are the values. The heat was 71.3897 kilojoules, and then we divided that by the um, this one is the heat sensible that we computed. This was 3.7193. So this was taken from here. This is the room heat sensible. And then, so again, we divided the heat by the room heat sensible, and then that is the time elapsed for the melting. So again, I will be showing the tables. This is for table 1.1, pressure, increasing weights. This is table 1.2 for pressure, decreasing weights. And then this is the table 2 for temperature. So that concludes our preliminary datasheet number 3. And again, on behalf of group number 1, thank you for listening and have a good day.